Everyone, and welcome to the Pre-Port with me, John Idarola. It's a Friday, capping off pretty good week, honestly. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's totally different than most Fridays. I am very much looking forward to a Saturday, but not really because I'm worn down by the news. It was overall not that bad. Still some outstanding races and everything, but the midterms certainly went a lot better than they could have. We do, however, like every other Friday, have some chores to do. I see people in the chat talking about that I should get a paper shredder, and I kind of like that. You might recall if you've been watching the show for some time. Oh, I did see the news about Kevin. Yes. We used to actually throw away real. We'd have printed out pictures. Someday we're gonna do that again. But for now, we just have the can, and we have some interesting news to get to you, including this AOC video, as well as Sean Hannity, like embarrassingly trying to pretend nobody was saying there'd be a red wave. No, seriously, that's what they're trying to claim right now. Anyway, we're gonna get to all that and more. Hit the like button if you haven't already. We're gonna jump into some of the news, including gas prices ticking down by a cent. I'll take it. I'll take it. And let's see, on the COVID cases, in the theory, death's still dropping, still a little bit above 300 cases, once again above 40,000. So pretty consistent there. I will say we might talk about this more on the show, but Lauren Boebert is currently up by about 1,000 votes or so, and it is still possible that Frisch could retake the lead and win. I'm maintaining my prediction that she will end up winning this thing. Hey, man, money, how's it going? But anyway, let's get to some other news. Let's jump into AOC. So we are, you had hundreds of Republican candidates winning who denied the results of the election. You had Paul Pelosi being attacked. So we've got a reminder of what extremism is. Take a look at this.
Both parties to move from the fringes, from the extremes, back to the center?
I think a lot of people in this country may say yes, but it's important for us to dig into the substance of what that actually means. As someone who is often, I think, characterized as extreme, I, of course, would object to that. I do not believe that I am as extreme in the way that Marjorie Taylor Greene on the Republican side is extreme. The idea that there is an equating of believing in someone who believes in guaranteed universal health care in the United States with someone who believes that undocumented people should incur physical harm are somehow in the same level of extreme is something that I would object to.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. You could go
This is the world's
way
first
further than
adjustable
that.
socket
Like
wrench.
acknowledging,
It replaces up to 90%.
Shut up, you. Acknowledging that the climate is changing and we should do something about that is not, you can't balance that out against thinking that space lasers start fires, okay? Her thinking that, or advocating for us to rethink how we distribute money in terms of how much should go to the military, how much should go to the cops, is not the same thing as literally advocating for the overthrow of the U.S. government. So, look, Chris Wallace is not as bad as some of the Republicans, but you can always count on the media to do this. They desperately want... You couldn't hear her? Okay, well, anyway, she was saying that she doesn't believe that she's extreme in the same way that people like Marjorie Greene is and that sort of thing. And Chris Wallace is saying, isn't this what people want for both of the extremes to fade away? Well, first of all, both of the extremes are not in power. That's not actually how it works. And the threat posed by them, it's baby brain stuff. That's all it is. And so I'm glad that she's fighting back against it. Believing that we should actually deal with the problems facing America is not the same thing as advocating for people to not take vaccines. But anyway, as much fun as that is, we've got to get to this other video. I believe this was put together by the Washington Post. So remember the whole red wave thing? See, I remember. I live with my dogs. Okay, everybody? I live with my dogs and stuff gets on me. Anyway, a little bit of an embarrassing performance by Republican candidates. The right-wing media is not going to let them be the only ones being embarrassed. Here is Sean Hannity.
I can't say for sure where the rumors of the red tsunami started because polls in almost every key race were within the margin of error.
Oh, interesting.
Red wave rising. That is the focus of tonight's angle.
It's going to be a wave election, and you're going to lose the Senate. I'll bet you $1,000 right now.
The knives are being sharpened right now for Joe Biden.
But, Democrats are going to get crushed on November 8th because a red wave is coming.
I'm betting that Joy will learn 2 new words on Tuesday. It's red wave.
How big could that looming red wave get?
We begin this Sunday morning with expectations of a red wave this Tuesday.
I think this election is going to be a red wave. I think we're going to win.
You know what? I think, your predictions of a red wave are accurate. And the reason I say that is because now even the mainstream media is catching up.
We've been hearing, is it going to be a red wave? Is it going to be a red tsunami? I think it's going to be a red hurricane.
When the red wave comes, and
that's
it is coming,
funny.
Joe Biden's political utility is over.
Are we in for a red wind here or a red wave?
Red wave or red tsunami? What are you feeling today?
I'm feeling red wave.
And don't listen to the lies they're spewing that this could take days, to know who won. This is total BS. A wave like this, we should know that night, basically, who won the Senate and the House. Anything that happens Wednesday into Thursday is gravy.
And right out the back door, I've got a tropical storm brewing right now. I think they're saying could be a Category 1 by the end of the...
Yeah, well, instead, the Republican performance came right out the back door. Anyway, because it was poop, you get it? So, look, if you're Sean Hannity, you don't need to embarrass yourself in this way. You don't need to be like, nobody ever said it would be a red wave or a red hurricane. Just be like, look, we followed the polls. We thought that they would perform better, and that's what I thought. And be like, look, we tried to accurately reflect all the information out there, and it turns out that they didn't do quite as well. Why do you have to run away? Again, though, this is partly about him defending himself because he made these claims, and it's partly about helping the viewer. It is about making them feel better about a situation that didn't work out the way they were led to believe that it would be. So they're thinking, oh my God, I keep seeing in the media that there wasn't this red wave and that there was supposed to be, and that makes me feel bad. No, there was never supposed to be. There was never. Why is everyone saying there was supposed to be? So now the fact that there isn't one, I don't have to feel bad because there was never supposed to be, and then there wasn't. Everything is great again. It is all just managing their feelings nonstop. Just reflect reality and then feel about that reality however you want. It's just embarrassing. That's his job. Anyway, that is unfortunately all the time we have for the pre-port. I want to thank everyone for joining me. Hit the like button if you haven't already on your way out. Yaz has joined J.R. Jackson over on the watch list. YouTube, twitch.tv/TYT, youtube.com/watchlistTYT. And he's talking about the war. I will definitely be talking about the war as well as a bunch of other stuff. Oh, and we're also going to be throwing away our garbage people of the week. So you're not going to want to miss that. By the way, I'll give you a little bit of a heads up. If you're looking for some fun way to spend your weekend, no big deal. My new short story, The Traveler, is available at patreon.com/John Idarola. That's the Peanut Butter Storytime community. A bunch of my creative writing as well as podcasts coming out soon. In fact, the upcoming podcast is going to be breaking down the first seasons of House of the Dragon and Rings of Power and comparing and contrasting. Should be a lot of fun. Patreon.com/John Idarola. I will see you in a few.